Did you know that the very vitamins you trust to protect your brain could be quietly setting you up for a stroke while you sleep? No warning, no pain. You go to bed feeling fine. And by morning, your speech is slurred, your balance is gone, or one side of your body refuses to move. It sounds unthinkable, doesn't it? But as a brain doctor, I've seen it happen more times than I can count. Not because of fast food, smoking, or lack of exercise, but because of something far more deceptive: over-the-counter vitamins. Every day, millions of seniors across America start their mornings with a handful of pills, believing they're strengthening their hearts, sharpening their minds, and protecting their future. But what if those pills, the ones that promise health, are quietly damaging your blood vessels, thickening your blood, and overworking your brain? The truth is, aging changes everything: how your body processes nutrients, how your blood flows, and how your brain receives oxygen. And when the balance is lost, even the most innocent supplement can become dangerous. Stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 everyday vitamins that could be silently increasing your risk of stroke, memory loss, or worse. You'll want to hear every word. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Vitamin E, the double-edged sword. For decades, vitamin E has been praised as one of the body's greatest defenders, a powerful antioxidant said to protect your heart, your skin, and even your memory. Every pharmacy shelf in America is lined with bottles promising youth, strength, and vitality through one simple capsule. It feels harmless. But for millions of older adults, this miracle vitamin may quietly become a deadly weapon, one that works against the very organ it was meant to protect: your brain. Here's the truth most seniors are never told. Vitamin E thins your blood. It changes how your platelets and the tiny cells that stop bleeding stick together. That can sound like a good thing if you're trying to prevent heart disease. But when your body already has fragile blood vessels from age, high blood pressure, or medication, thinner blood isn't protection, it's risk. Every drop that flows through your arteries becomes less stable, less able to seal a tiny tear inside a vessel. And in the delicate vessels of the brain, even a microscopic tear can become catastrophic. I've seen it happen again and again. A man feels perfectly fine at night. He takes his daily vitamin, believing he's doing something right. Then at dawn, his wife finds him slumped over, speech slurred, unable to move one side of his body. A CT scan later shows what happened: a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding deep within the brain. His blood had become too thin to clot, and a fragile vessel simply gave way. No warning, no pain, just silence, confusion, and a life changed forever. That's not a story from a medical textbook, it's real. It happened to Mr. Harold Lewis, age 78, a retired mechanic from Dallas. He was strong, careful with his diet, and never missed his medications. But every night he swallowed 2 bright yellow capsules of vitamin E, 800 IU total, for circulation. Over months, the buildup silently altered the chemistry of his blood. It made it harder for his body to form clots when it needed to. One morning, that balance tipped, and the blood that should have nourished his brain instead leaked into it. When we checked his labs, his clotting time was nearly double what it should have been. No one had warned him that vitamin E acts like a drug, a natural blood thinner. And when combined with common medications like warfarin, Plavix, or even a daily aspirin, it amplifies their effects dangerously. The result? It triggers strokes. It forms blood clots in the wrong places. and it turns minor bleeding into life-threatening hemorrhage. The tragedy is that Harold was doing exactly what he thought was healthy. Older adults are especially vulnerable because their blood vessels are no longer as elastic as they once were. Years of high blood pressure, diabetes, or even mild dehydration make the arteries stiffer, more fragile. When vitamin E loosens the blood's grip just a little too much, those vessels can burst under the smallest pressure rise, even while you sleep. It's a risk that builds quietly, invisibly, day after day. So, what's the safe path? If you're over 60, keep your daily dose low, under 200 IU, and never mix it with other blood thinning drugs unless your doctor has cleared it. Eat your antioxidants from food instead, a handful of nuts, a little olive oil, some spinach. Your body knows how to use those safely. Because while vitamin E can still be a friend, too much turns it into a silent enemy, one that doesn't warn you until it's too late. And if this truth about vitamin E startled you, wait until you hear what the sunshine vitamin, the one nearly every senior in America takes, might be doing to your arteries while you sleep. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Vitamin D, the sunshine that turns stormy. For years, we've been told that vitamin D is the sunshine we can bottle, a simple supplement to strengthen our bones, boost our immunity, and protect us from disease. Every senior center, every family doctor in America seems to recommend it, and for good reason. As we age, our skin produces less vitamin D, and sunlight becomes less effective. So we turn to pills, little white tablets we trust to keep us strong. But what if that same pill, meant to protect you, could quietly harden your arteries, thicken your blood, and push you one step closer to a stroke? As a brain doctor, I've seen it too often. Seniors who start vitamin D innocently, 2,000 IU a day, maybe 5,000. My doctor said it's good for me, they'll say. And it is, until it isn't. Because vitamin D doesn't just build bone, it controls how your body absorbs calcium. When taken in excess or without medical supervision, it can push calcium out of your bones and into your bloodstream. And that's where the trouble begins. Inside your arteries, that extra calcium acts like sand in wet cement. It settles into the vessel walls, slowly hardening them. Over time, your arteries, the soft, flexible tubes meant to carry oxygen to your brain, become stiff, brittle, and narrow. Blood has to force its way through, and the pressure builds silently. You won't feel it. You won't see it. But deep inside, your vessels are aging faster than you are. And when those calcified arteries finally give way, the result can be devastating. It triggers strokes. It forms blood clots that block blood flow to the brain, and it can happen overnight. Let me tell you about Mrs. Evelyn Parks, an 82-year-old retired teacher from Arizona. She was healthy, sharp, and proud of her independence. Every morning, she took her 5,000 IU vitamin D pill with breakfast. More sunshine in a capsule, she used to say. But over the months, she began to feel strange, occasional dizziness, pressure in her head, moments of foggy thinking. She brushed it off as aging. One afternoon, she fainted while folding laundry. At the hospital, her calcium levels were dangerously high, and imaging showed calcium deposits along the arteries leading to her brain. The very supplement meant to protect her bones had quietly turned her blood vessels to stone. Vitamin D is not evil. It's essential, but it's powerful, and power must be balanced. Most older adults need no more than 800 to 1,000 IU per day, often less. Taking more just in case can backfire. especially when combined with calcium supplements or blood pressure medications. Too much vitamin D thickens the blood, stiffens the arteries, and turns the perfect environment for circulation into one that invites clot formation. The danger isn't dramatic, it's slow, invisible, and merciless. You feel fine until one morning you don't. So before you take another high dose capsule, pause. Ask your doctor to check your vitamin D and calcium levels. Let science, not habit, guide you. Because at our age, balance isn't just wise, it's survival. And if you think the sunshine vitamin is the only one with a dark side, you'll be shocked to learn that the next energy vitamin, the one found in nearly every senior supplement, could be quietly burning your nerves and blurring your balance without you even knowing. 3. Vitamin B6, the energy booster that burns nerves. If you walk into any pharmacy in America, you'll see it everywhere. Vitamin B6. It's marketed as the energy vitamin, the one that keeps you alert, boosts your mood, sharpens your mind. For older adults, it's often sold as part of senior energy formulas or brain health blends. It sounds safe, natural, even essential. But what most people over 60 don't realize is that this little yellow pill, when taken in excess, can quietly damage the very system it promises to protect, your nervous system. And worse, it can create the perfect storm inside your blood vessels, a storm that triggers strokes and forms blood clots when you least expect it. You see, vitamin B6, pyridoxine, helps your body process proteins and maintain nerve function. But here's the hidden truth: it's water soluble, and that means the excess should pass out in your urine. The key word is should, because as we age, our kidneys don't filter as efficiently as they used to. What you take daily begins to linger. The harmless vitamin that once energized you at 40 can become toxic at 70. It slowly accumulates in your tissues, especially the nerves in your hands, feet, and brain, the very wiring that keeps your body balanced and your speech clear. I remember Mr. Calvin Rhodes, 76, from Ohio, a kind man, full of life. He began taking an over the counter B complex for energy after retirement. Each capsule contained 100 milligrams of B6, nearly 10 times the recommended daily amount. At first, he felt great, more alert, less tired. But after months, he noticed his fingers tingling, his balance faltering, and his legs feeling like rubber. Then one morning, while getting dressed, his right arm wouldn't respond. He slumped into a chair, speech slurred, eyes wide with confusion. His wife called 911, fearing a stroke, and she was right. A small clot had blocked a vessel deep inside his brain. When we ran his labs, we found high levels of homocysteine, an amino acid linked directly to B vitamin imbalance. High homocysteine inflames your arteries, making them rough and sticky inside. And when the lining of your blood vessels becomes roughened, blood cells begin to cling together. A clot forms. Combine that with nerve damage from B6 toxicity, weakened coordination, flexes. Perfect recipe for disaster. In older adults, that combination can lead to what I call the invisible stroke, the kind that steals your balance first, then your independence. Vitamin B6 isn't a villain. In proper amounts, around 2 to 5 milligrams per day, it supports nerve health and energy. But those high dose energy boosters and senior vitality capsules can quietly destroy nerve endings and disrupt circulation. You may feel the first warning signs as tingling fingers, numb toes, or sudden dizziness. Most people ignore them. They assume it's arthritis or age, but often it's your body's desperate signal that something is wrong, that your blood has grown unstable, that your nerves are misfiring, that danger is building beneath the surface. If you're taking a B complex or energy supplement, check the label. If it lists more than 25 milligrams of vitamin B6 per day, stop and talk to your doctor. Because too much of a good thing isn't good, it's dangerous. And the worst part is, you won't feel the damage until it's too late. So before you swallow that next energy pill, pause. Ask yourself, are you feeding your vitality or quietly fueling the fire that could one day take it away? Because what comes next, the vitamin that millions of older Americans take for memory and nerve protection, may be doing something even more insidious, thickening your blood, overworking your heart, and setting the stage for a silent stroke while you sleep. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Vitamin B12, the misunderstood memory pill. In America, vitamin B12 is often seen as a lifesaver for older adults, a so-called brain vitamin. You hear it everywhere. It boosts memory, fights fatigue, protects nerves. Many doctors, friends, and television ads encourage seniors to take it daily as if it were harmless. You see those little red pills or B12 shots at the pharmacy and think, why not? It's just a vitamin. But here's the unsettling truth. For many seniors, especially those already on heart or blood pressure medications, too much vitamin B12 can do the very opposite of what it promises. It can thicken your blood, overwork your heart, and quietly set the stage for a stroke. Vitamin B12, or cobalamin, is essential for producing red blood cells and maintaining healthy nerve function. But balance is everything. When you take large doses, especially injections or energy tablets that deliver 1,000 micrograms or more, your body's natural system becomes overwhelmed. In younger people, the liver filters the excess efficiently. But as you age, your liver and kidneys slow down. What your body once cleared easily now lingers in your bloodstream. Over time, that excess B12 can increase red blood cell production beyond what your vessels can comfortably handle. Your blood becomes thicker, denser, slower to move, and that's when trouble begins. I remember Mrs. Joan Willis, 79, from Florida, bright, kind, always sharp as a tack. She started taking B12 injections every week because she'd read that it could prevent memory loss. For months, she felt fine. Then one evening, while watching television, she suddenly couldn't speak. Her husband thought she was joking until she collapsed onto the floor. At the hospital, we found a small blood clot had formed in an artery feeding her speech center, a type of ischemic stroke. Her blood work revealed something striking, abnormally high B12 levels and increased hematocrit, a sign that her blood was too thick. The very supplement she believed would protect her mind had helped block the oxygen it needed most. Too much B12 can also raise levels of homocysteine, an inflammatory compound linked to arterial damage and stroke. As that inflammation builds, the lining of your blood vessels becomes rough and uneven, like sandpaper. Blood cells start sticking to the walls, forming tiny clots that can grow larger over time. It's a silent process. You won't feel it until one day a clot breaks free and travels upward to the brain. It triggers strokes. It forms blood clots that steal your words, your balance, your independence, all while you thought you were doing something good for yourself. The danger isn't always the vitamin itself, it's the misunderstanding around it. Vitamin B12 deficiency is real, but it's not universal. Only certain people, those with anemia, stomach surgery, or strict vegan diets, truly need supplementation. Yet, Across the country, millions of seniors with normal levels are loading up on doses their bodies can no longer regulate. That's how well intentioned habits turn into quiet risks. So before taking another high dose tablet or injection, ask your doctor to test your B12 level. If it's normal, stop supplementing. Eat foods rich in natural B12 instead: eggs, salmon, tuna, and dairy. They provide balance without overload. Remember, your body is not the same as it was at 40. What once helped can now harm. Because sometimes what's marketed as fuel for your brain can end up choking the very blood flow your brain depends on. And if you think that sounds alarming, wait until you learn about the next vitamin, the one you take every winter to fight off colds. But that could quietly be straining your kidneys, thickening your blood, and creating the perfect conditions for a stroke. 5. Vitamin C, the cold fighter that can turn toxic. For most Americans, vitamin C feels like the safest supplement on earth. It's the one we reach for when a cough starts, when we feel tired, or when winter sets in. You see it in every grocery aisle: chewables, powders, gummies, all promising to boost immunity. And for decades, doctors told us it couldn't hurt. Take as much as you want, they said. Your body will flush out the rest. But what they don't say, and what too many seniors learn too late, is that your body doesn't flush as easily at 70 as it did at 30. What was once harmless can now quietly poison your system, thickening your blood, stressing your kidneys, and setting the stage for a deadly stroke. Vitamin C, or ascorbic acid, is essential. It strengthens your immune defenses and supports collagen in your skin and blood vessels. But it's also highly acidic. When taken in large doses, those 1,000 milligram immune packs or 2,000 milligram tablets, it turns your bloodstream into a chemical storm. Excess vitamin C converts into oxalate, a compound your kidneys must filter out. And here lies the danger. Aging kidneys don't filter well. The oxalate starts to crystallize, forming microscopic shards inside the kidneys and blood vessels. Over time, those crystals act like sandpaper, scratching and scarring the delicate vessel walls. The result is inflammation, thickened blood, and the perfect environment for clot formation. I once treated Mrs. Darlene Henson, 79, a retired nurse from Pennsylvania. She swore by vitamin C. Every morning and night, she mixed a bright orange powder into water. My daily immunity drink, she called it. It gave her energy, made her feel healthy. But one afternoon, she fainted while walking her dog. At the hospital, her blood pressure was dangerously high, and scans revealed a small ischemic stroke. A clot had blocked blood flow to a portion of her brain. Her blood tests told the real story. Her oxalate levels were 3 times higher than normal, and her kidneys were inflamed from overwork. Her well-meaning immune booster had quietly set her up for catastrophe. You might think, it's just vitamin C. It can't be that serious. But for older adults, the danger lies in the details. When your kidneys slow, your blood volume drops, and your vessels lose flexibility, every imbalance counts. That excess acidity thickens your blood, forcing your heart to pump harder. It raises blood pressure, and when combined with dehydration or certain medications, diuretics, ACE inhibitors, or statins, it magnifies those effects. Suddenly, what was meant to strengthen your defenses triggers strokes. It forms blood clots in arteries already too fragile to withstand the strain. You don't feel the damage right away. It builds in silence, day after day, until a single clot finds its way to your brain. Vitamin C should come from food: oranges, bell peppers, strawberries, not from massive synthetic doses. For seniors, 250 to 500 milligrams a day is enough. Anything beyond that risks harm. And always remember, more isn't better. It's just more for your body to fight against. I've seen too many good people lose their independence over something as simple as an extra scoop of vitamin C powder. They thought they were protecting themselves. They weren't. So before you tear open that next packet of immune support, pause. Ask yourself, is this truly helping or quietly wearing my body down? Because the next vitamin on our list, the one that controls how your blood clots, may be even more unpredictable, turning every meal and medication into a dangerous balancing act you can't afford to get wrong. 6. Vitamin K, the silent interferer. For decades, doctors have told us that vitamin K is vital. The vitamin that helps your blood clot, protects your bones, and keeps your heart strong. It's found in green vegetables like spinach, kale, and broccoli, and it's often added to bone health supplements sold across America. To most people, it sounds harmless, even essential, but for older adults, especially those taking prescription medications for the heart, cholesterol, or blood pressure, this helpful vitamin can quietly become one of the most dangerous substances in your daily routine. It doesn't show its danger in a single dose. It builds, silently interfering with your blood, until one day it tips the balance from safety to catastrophe. Here's the truth your supplement label doesn't tell you. Vitamin K directly controls how your body clots blood. When you're young, your system manages this balance naturally. But as you age, your blood vessels stiffen, your liver slows, and your medications begin to take over part of that control. Drugs like warfarin, Coumadin, Plavix, and Eliquis are prescribed to prevent blood clots by thinning your blood. But when you add vitamin K supplements, or even high doses from superfood powders, you throw that balance into chaos. One day, your blood is too thin, and a small bump on your head could cause internal bleeding. The next day, your blood is too thick, and a clot quietly forms in your arteries. Either way, the result can be deadly. I remember Mr. Richard Hammond, 81, from Michigan, a proud grandfather, retired engineer, and a man who did everything by the book. He took his medications faithfully and ate what he thought was a heart-healthy diet: salads, green smoothies, and a daily bone support vitamin containing K2. He didn't realize that vitamin K and warfarin were fighting each other inside his body. One week, his INR, a measure of blood thinness, was too high, putting him at risk for bleeding. The next week, it dropped dangerously low. That swing, that invisible tug of war, is what made him vulnerable. One morning, while working in his garden, he suddenly collapsed. A clot had traveled to his brain, blocking blood flow to the left hemisphere. A stroke. A man who had spent his life calculating risks had been undone by a vitamin he thought was helping. This is what makes vitamin K so deceptive. It doesn't cause symptoms. You can feel perfectly fine while your blood chemistry shifts beneath the surface. And because it directly alters clotting factors, it creates unpredictable swings in your circulation. It triggers strokes. It forms blood clots when your body least expects it. Even a small daily supplement can have a big effect if your medication doses aren't adjusted accordingly. For older adults whose systems already walk a fine line between too thick and too thin, that small imbalance can mean the difference between life and loss. Loss of speech, loss of balance, loss of independence. The scary part is that many seniors don't realize how much vitamin K they're already consuming. It hides in green nutrition powders, bone formulas, and even some multivitamins. Combined with leafy greens, it can easily exceed safe limits. And unlike other vitamins, vitamin K doesn't leave your system quickly. It accumulates in your liver and fat tissue, influencing clotting for days or even weeks. That means one extra smoothie or supplement can have lasting effects long after you forget you took it. So if you're taking blood thinners, consistency is everything. You don't need to avoid vitamin K completely, but you must keep your intake steady. The same amount of greens each day, the same schedule for medications. Never start a new supplement without asking your doctor to check your INR. And beware of bone health or cardiovascular support products sold online. Many contain hidden doses of K2 that can undo the protection your medications provide. At our age, balance isn't just a concept, it's survival. Your blood must stay in perfect rhythm, not too fast, not too slow, because when that rhythm breaks, it's your brain that pays the price. I've seen patients lose their speech in seconds, their memories in minutes, their futures in hours, all because of a single overlooked ingredient. So before you take another capsule labeled "for your bones," look twice. The vitamin you think is strengthening your heart may, in reality, be tightening the noose around your brain's blood supply. And if that warning makes your heart race a little, it should, because the next one will shock you even more. It's the supplement most seniors trust above all others, the safe multivitamin they take every morning, and yet it may be the most dangerous mix of all. 7. Multivitamins, the hidden cocktail. If there's one thing nearly every older American believes in, it's the daily multivitamin. You see them in every medicine cabinet lined up next to the blood pressure pills and the reading glasses. The labels promise complete nutrition, silver strength, heart support, and brain protection. You take one with breakfast feeling like you've done something good for your body. But as a brain doctor, I can tell you, for many people over 60, that simple daily habit is not protection. It's a slow, silent gamble with your blood, your heart, and your brain. What looks like a small tablet of wellness can quietly become a dangerous chemical cocktail, one that triggers strokes, forms blood clots, and accelerates the very decline it claims to prevent. Here's what most seniors never realize. Multivitamins aren't tailored to aging bodies. They're mass-produced formulas designed for convenience, not precision. They often contain high doses of vitamins E, D, B6, and K, the same ones that can thin your blood, stiffen your arteries, or overwork your kidneys. In your younger years, your body could handle that mix easily. But as you grow older, your metabolism slows, your liver processes nutrients differently, and your kidneys filter waste less efficiently. The result? Those extra nutrients start to build up in your bloodstream like a slow leak in a pipe, invisible at first, but deadly over time. Take Mr. Jeffrey Sloan, 74, from Ohio. He was careful about his diet, never smoked, and took pride in staying active. Every morning, he took his Senior Silver multivitamin, one of the most popular brands in America, along with his blood pressure medication and statin. He thought he was doing everything right, but after a few months, he began feeling strange. His hands tingled, his balance faltered, and he often woke with headaches. One morning, his wife found him collapsed on the kitchen floor, his speech slurred. A scan revealed a small but serious ischemic stroke. His blood had become thicker than normal, and his liver enzymes were elevated. The cause wasn't his medication. It was the combination of vitamins inside that single pill. His multivitamin contained 400 IU of vitamin E, 2,000 IU of vitamin D, 50 milligrams of B6, and traces of vitamin K, all interacting unpredictably with his prescriptions. Vitamin E had thinned his blood, vitamin D had hardened his arteries, B6 had inflamed his nerves, and vitamin K, in just the wrong amount, had thrown off his blood thinner balance. It wasn't a coincidence, it was chemistry. And chemistry doesn't care about good intentions. For seniors, the danger of multivitamins isn't just in the ingredients, it's in the layering. You take one pill for your heart, one for your memory, one for your energy, one for your bones, and then just a multivitamin for balance. Before you know it, you've tripled your dose of half the vitamins your body can't process efficiently anymore. Each pill interacts with another. Each builds on the last. And what feels like health becomes a quiet overload that your organs can no longer manage. This isn't fear mongering, it's biology. Your aging body doesn't need more, it needs less, but smarter. The senior brain thrives on stability, not stimulation. When you flood it with synthetic nutrients, your blood chemistry changes hour by hour. Your vessels tighten and relax unpredictably. Your heart must work harder to keep up. And when that instability peaks during the night while you're asleep, it can all come crashing down in a moment that changes everything. So the next time you reach for that multivitamin, pause and ask, what's really in it? Does your doctor know you're taking it? Do you understand how it mixes with your prescriptions? Because in later life, there are no harmless habits, only informed choices. You've worked too hard, lived too long, and fought too many battles to lose it all to something as small as a pill you didn't question. Read the label, ask the questions, simplify your routine. Your brain doesn't need a cocktail, it needs clarity. And if you thought the hidden dangers of vitamins were surprising, wait until you hear the truth about what comes next. How the smallest daily choices you make, from what you eat to when you take your pills, could be the key that either protects your brain for years to come or quietly takes it away overnight. The truth about vitamins, aging, and the brain. After hearing about these 7 vitamins, the very ones most older Americans take daily, you may be feeling uneasy, maybe even betrayed. You were told your vitamins were the key to staying young, strong, and independent. You took them faithfully, trusting that every pill was helping you live longer. But now you see the truth that no one wants to say out loud. Once you reach your 60s and beyond, your body doesn't respond to supplements the way it used to. What once healed now can harm. What once energized can exhaust. And what once protected your heart may now threaten your brain. Aging changes everything. Your kidneys no longer clear excess nutrients quickly. Your liver can't filter every toxin or medication with the same precision. Your blood vessels, once elastic and strong, become fragile, lined with years of wear. The smallest imbalance in minerals or vitamins can now tip the scale from health to harm. Each capsule, each powder, each immune booster you take adds something your body has to process. And when that process slows, those good intentions begin to backfire. I've seen it too many times. Seniors who believed they were doing everything right at taking their daily vitamins, drinking their smoothies, staying proactive, only to end up in a hospital bed, confused, frightened, unable to speak or move. The scans always tell the same story: a clot blocking blood flow to the brain, or a burst vessel leaking silently into the tissue. These are not random accidents. They're the result of years of imbalance, of tiny choices that seemed harmless at the time. It triggers strokes, it forms blood clots. And by the time you feel the warning signs, the damage is already done. But here's the hope. And the truth I want every senior in America to hear: it's not too late to take back control. You don't need 10 pills a day. You need balance. You need real food: leafy greens, berries, eggs, fish, nuts, not capsules. You need hydration, sleep, and gentle movement to keep your blood flowing naturally. And above all, you need awareness. Ask your doctor before you add anything new. Read your labels. Respect the complexity of your body, because at this age, it's not about fighting time, it's about working with it. Your brain, your heart, your independence, they're all worth protecting. The goal now isn't to take more, but to live wiser, because the greatest medicine you have left is not in a bottle, It's in the choices you make every single day. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with one. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.